Today I just want to talk a little bit about the mooching technique that we use here in Southeast Alaska. It's really simple, it's a lot of fun, and the best thing is that it's hands-on. You're holding the rod, you're cranking on the reel, you're working the bait, you're setting the hook, and you're fighting the fish. There's no putting the rod in the downriggers, you're doing all the work. A lot of fun, and it's a great way to catch actively feeding fish like we have here in Southeast Alaska. The first setup I want to talk about, this is a level wind setup. This works really well for deep mooching, okay, from 100 feet down to as much as 300 feet. This is a Shimano Dakota reel, 600 LC. LC means it's a line counter series. It's got a line counter on it, so that when you mark fish on your sonar, 150, 200 feet deep, however deep you mark them, you can dial your baits right into that depth with that line counter. There's no guesswork here, okay? This is matched up to a 1308T Lamiglass Salmon Moocher Series rod. This is a fairly light rod with a medium action with a really sensitive tip. Anything touches that bait down deep or anywhere in the water column, you can pick it up with this rod. Okay, we've got a 5-ounce kidney sinker here. We'll fish anywhere from 4 to maybe as much as 7 ounces, with 5 being pretty average. I've got a snap swivel on the top. Of course, this comes with a bead chain, so the bead chain's on the bottom. And then I attach a McMahon snap to the bottom of this, and to that I attach my leader. Okay, all my leaders have a little swivel on the end. Makes it really easy to swap leaders. If you get into halibut, dogfish, whatever, you can snap that leader off and snap another one on really quickly. And I'll show you in a minute how we store our leaders, so you can just roll one off and snap it on. 6-foot leader. This is a 6-foot, 30-pound leader. It's 30-pound Maxima with the cut plug green label herring for the bait. Pretty simple rig and really effective, especially for actively feeding fish like we have here in Southeast. Now I put all my mooching leaders on a piece of pipe insulation like this. They're all wound around here. I already have the swivel on the end there, and I've got them on basically a paper towel holder in the boat. So when I need a new leader, I just roll one off, clip it on that little clip setup I showed you there earlier with that McMahon snap, and you're back in the water. Really easy way to switch out leaders, and you can store a lot of leaders this way. Okay, how do we mooch a cut plug herring? First thing you want to do is you want to make sure you don't drop the herring straight down. The boat needs to be moving a little bit, either with the wind or simply have it in gear, okay? So that the herring is out behind the lead. If you drop straight down, that herring's going to spin right up the line and you're going to get a big tangled mess. So you need to have a little line angle, a little drift going, so you don't get tangled. Okay? Now we're going to let down at a controlled spin, and in this case we're in about 100 feet of water here. We're going to go all the way to the bottom. Got a little thumb pressure here on the spool. We're going to go ahead and drop that all the way to the bottom. You're going to feel it clunk. Okay, we got to the bottom, and I'm just going to simply flip it into gear. I'm going to work that bait back up. Okay, we still have that line angle. And now we're just bringing that bait back up through the water column at a nice controlled ascent. Okay, that herring spin it up, nice tight spin. We still got the line angle. I actually kicked the boat out of gear for a minute just to slow our drift down, but we still have the angle. We're going to go ahead and work it all the way back up. The nice thing about the line counter, if you're marking fish up to 60 and no shallower than that, you can simply work it up to 60 feet, stop, and go back down again. Okay. Every 4 or 5 passes, bring it up, check your bait, down you go again. Keep it in the fishy water where you're marking fish. Okay. Hit the bottom again, or another predetermined depth, back up you come. Now we're starting to get a little bit of a straight up and down line angle, so I'm going to go ahead, flip it back into gear. Give us a little bit of control going here. We're going to go ahead and keep working it. By keeping that line angle, you're going to keep your bait spinning, you're going to cover water, and you're going to keep from getting tangled up. That's the main thing here. Now, when you get a bite mooching, the first thing you don't want to do is set the hook right away, alright? When that tip starts bouncing, basically that salmon's up behind your bait, slapping the bait. You either feed them line to get them to grab the bait and turn and go the other way, or just keep reeling. I like to just have my people continue to reel, okay, until that rod is solid, until that rod's loaded. Then you can set the hook, okay. If you set the hook too soon, basically you just pull the herring right out of the salmon's mouth, okay. You got to get them to turn with it and go the other way.